That $4.95 Starbucks grande latte you bought last year? Today, it's $5.75. Same drink, same cup, different bill. If that makes your eyebrow go up, stay with me. Because this isn't just coffee. Across 10 major chains, menu prices jumped around 15% to 33% from 2024 to 2025, while official inflation sat at roughly 3% to 4%. And in fast casual, portions got smaller, too. We're naming names, showing the exact items, and exposing how value menus and app deals mask the real cost. You'll know which chains to avoid and where your money actually stretches. You may want to finish your coffee after this. The same drink now costs more, and that's just the doorway. Let's start with the clean baseline, the grande latte. Same size, same button on the register, higher price. That one item is the tidy control in an experiment you didn't sign up for. Over 12 months, the menu moved more than the headline inflation number. The official gauge barely nudged, your cup didn't. The gap is the story. So why does it stretch this wide? Chains lean on a play that sounds simple and works every time. They anchor you with the familiar order you can recite half asleep. Then they nudge the number up to the next round threshold. 4 something becomes 5. 5 becomes just 6. Round numbers feel normal. Your brain files it under same, even when it is not. And here's the real kicker. The beans are not the driver. Coffee itself is a slim slice of the total ticket. Labor and rent rise, sure, and those costs matter. But they do not add up to a jump that big on their own. What you're seeing is a menu engineered for margins. Drinks are the easiest place to do it because the recipe barely changes and the cup hides the math. You see it beyond lattes. A basic iced coffee that used to be the cheap, no-frills option now starts higher while the refill perks fade or get fenced behind app hurdles. A flavored refresher that felt like a light treat creeps into premium territory, and the points you need for a free one stretch farther apart. Same sips, fewer freebies, higher base. Pull back and look at the yardsticks. The broad consumer index moves one way, restaurant prices climb faster, and certain chains leap even more. The ratio is the tell. It signals that menus are racing ahead of the basket you hear on the news. You don't need a spreadsheet to feel it. Your morning habit already did the math. This is why drinks come first in the story. They're the test balloon. Low risk for the brand, high frequency for you. If they can lift a latte without pushback, they can lift anything. The cup is like a speedometer. When it swings quick, you know the engine under the hood is being pushed hard. Now the hint you probably expect. Beverages are the warm-up. The real hit shows up when bowls, burritos, and salads step in. That's where the bill grows and the food shrinks, and the thresholds you got used to on drinks become the floor, not the ceiling. Mini payoff, the latte is the canary. It went up fastest because it's margin first, not cost first. Drinks were the easy lift. Now let's move on to what happened when bowls, burritos, and salads joined the party. If you eat at fast casual, you might be biting off less than you think, literally. Let's start with what the category promised. You walk in, no server, quick line, and a board that reads like a chef wrote it. Real greens, decent proteins, house-made sauces. The bill lands under a sit-down place, and you feel like you traded a tip for speed, not quality. That was the story. The truth is, the trade has shifted. From 2024 to 2025, the average ticket climbed hard while the food in the bowl eased back. Think nearly a fifth more on price while the protein scoop got shy and sides thinned out. You feel it when you eat. You finish and you're not full. Yet the receipt reads like you wandered into a higher tier. Watch the bowl. On the menu, it's the same burrito bowl, the same salad name, the same base list. On the line, it lands lighter. The first scoop of chicken looks fine until you notice the second scoop never comes, or it comes small. Beans and rice barely crest the rim. The greens sit flat instead of springing up. It's the same bowl, but it does not have the same heft in your hand. Shrinkflation here is not a banner. It's a toolkit. Smaller ladles that move fewer ounces without looking stingy. Tighter scoop counts that cut one add-on from 2 to 1.5, which sounds like nothing until you do the math across a day. A quick shake of the pan before a scoop so more liquid and less solid makes it home. Bowls get fluffed, not filled. It is quiet, repeatable, and hard to call out at the register. Now line that up against what you pay. Base prices drift into casual dining range, but you still bus your own table, you still grab your own fork, and you're still out the door in 10 minutes. Service did not rise. Portions did not rise. Only the number did. You're paying dining room money for counter service volume. Here's the real kicker. The portion tools tell the story. Staff talk about new ladle sizes, new pre-portion cups, and managers who count scoops tighter at rush. Customers notice the weight in the takeout bag. You used to feel a tug on the handle. Now it's light enough to swing with one finger. That's not a vibe. That's physics. And the outliers? There are chains nudging beyond an across-the-board fifth and creeping into the 30s on certain builds, especially if you stack a protein and a premium topping. That's where the sticker shock hits first, because the new number leaps a whole bracket and stays there. Mini payoff. Raise the price and shave the scoop, and your cost per ounce jumps fast. In fast casual, that math often lands 30% to 50% higher for the actual food you get. Now let's move on to how value menus and app deals kept you distracted while list prices climbed. What they don't tell you is the deal is the distraction, not the discount. Let's start with the playbook. First, hike the list price so the board looks taller. Then roll out a shiny, limited app deal and call it value. Add a countdown timer, a bright badge, and a nudge to order again. You feel like you found a loophole. You didn't. You walked into a guided lane. Here's the tension. A $5 promo plants itself in your head as the new normal, while the regular sandwich, bowl, or drink creeps higher in the background. Your eye tracks the banner. Your brain pegs $5 as fair. Meanwhile, core items step up in chunks, past the old thresholds, so the everyday spend swells. You leave happy about the win, even though the cart says otherwise. Anchoring is the trick. Prices are not just numbers, they're mile markers. Cross from $4.99 to $5.29, and it feels tiny. Jump from $5.99 to $6.49, and your brain still rounds down. The app turns those thresholds into scenery you stop noticing. A flash card on your screen says limited, so you rush. The rush covers the raise. Now for the real kicker. Loyalty points and bundles still shape what you buy, but the perks stretch thinner than last year. You need more points to unlock the same freebie, or the free swap excludes what you actually want. The scoreboard looks busy, so you assume progress. It is often motion without gain. Take a footlong or a burger combo. In the app, the bundle lands at a tidy number that looks like a steal. But stack it against last year's regular ticket, and the math flips. The 2025 deal total ends up higher than a plain 2024 order with the same items. New sauce names, new tier names, same stomach, bigger bill. Run a simple basket check. One drink, one main, one side in 2024 at posted prices. Now mirror it with today's app bundle and a points redemption. After fees, tweaks, and an upcharge hidden in the fine print, the net spend still climbs. The bundle corrals you into pricier builds and trims what counts toward rewards. You work harder for less, and watch the rebrands. Menus get refreshed with chef lines, premium bases, and signature add-ons. The base serving gets lean. The path you see first is the margin-rich one, so you upgrade without saying yes out loud. That is not an accident. It's a funnel. Mini payoff. The deal gives you a coupon feeling while the house keeps the raise. The banner takes your focus. The receipt takes your cash. If this gave you something to chew on, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who orders lunch on autopilot. Here's the truth. When prices rise 3 to 10 times faster than inflation, that signals margin expansion, not just bills getting paid. Your counter-move is simple. Audit portions. Weigh the bowl in your hand. Note the scoop count. If it shrank, say so at the counter and in the app review. Ask for the posted portion. Vote with your wallet. Favor spots that held the line on size and price, or clearly explain any change. Skip auto upgrades and app funnels you don't want. Drop your biggest 2024 to 2025 jump in the comments, and like and subscribe to help us keep the spotlight on the food industry's best-kept secrets.